So last night, my roommates and I had a planter painting party. And I'll show you some of this. I was trying to get a maroon, and then it just wasn't working. It ended up being a really gross, like, black, and couldn't get a maroon color. So I just was like, screw it, I'll try to get like a light pink. This became more purple, and then I was like, what do I do with this? The saucer has these cute little blue clouds. I'm very happy. Ooh, this lighting is lovely, but it's cute. So I might paint some blue clouds on here. But it won't be the same blue because I got rid of my paint. And then here is this, which is just little houses. It's not done yet. And I have a dark purple and this like light purple that I wish was pink. So I might just mix a pink and go over that. But yeah, I'm gonna do some little windows and doors and probably some detail on the roofs. The roofs. It is so gloomy out. Our apartment doesn't get a lot of light, which is fine, not ideal, but you know. So like when it is really gloomy, which it is pretty frequently, it's like the whole apartment feels dark. Oh, here's my pot. I'm really happy with it. I think it's so cute. I added little doors and windows, and I truly think this is so adorable. And I'm really happy with how it turned out. Am I enjoying this more? We've gotten, finally, page 30. Why is this taking me so long? I know, because it's dense. Page 30, we get to the part where it's actually talking about the house is bigger on the inside than it is on the outside, which I thought was gonna be more TARDIS-y and less, like, mathematically, the width of the house as measured from the outside is 32 feet 9 3/4 inches, but measured from the inside, like the same thing, is exactly 32 feet and 10 inches. I'm gonna keep on keeping on. I'm getting paint. I got paint on lots of stuff, including a light switch panel, not the switch itself, but like the panel around it, and my heating pad, or rice pack. I painted the first layer of blue clouds, and I'm gonna finish that after I read a couple more chapters of this. I added the clouds to this pot, and it's so cute. I'm very happy. And here's like the saucer. No, I'm not gonna add any more. I think that's so cute. I've been making some good headway on House of Leaves, which is good. I don't think I like it. I think that's it. But I'm going to try to push through. I don't DNF things that often, which maybe I should do more. But this is a book, like, I want, even though I'm not enjoying it, like, it's a really tedious and somewhat boring reading process, I want to know where it's going, and I want to see the idea in action. Good morning. I'm here with a bagel. My cat is over there glaring at me. And I have House of Leaves to update you on. I was reading this, and one of my roommates walked in the door and was like, "Is that a Norton? Are you reading a Norton?" And I'm like, "No, this is House of Leaves. Though I've read Norton's that are larger than this. Norton Anthology of Literature. Man, oh man. Anyway, I didn't get to my desired reading point yesterday. A, because I just couldn't. B, because when I stopped, it was late at night and it was starting to get really creepy. All the creepy stuff started to happen. And I was like, I'm home. I'm alone at that point. And I'm a scaredy cat. So I put it down. But I'm going to readjust the markings because I didn't account for this like chunk that is exhibits and appendices and stuff that is referred to in the footnotes. Today I'm continuing to hang out. I started painting and I have a larger planter pot that I started painting, and my idea was a lot more ambitious than I anticipated. Well, not that I anticipated, but a lot more ambitious than the other 2 planters that I made. This book is wild. It's so hard to read. It's been a while since I've read just such a dense, I have to use my brain so much to read this. A lot of the time the books that are hard to read for me are just emotionally difficult and require a lot of emotional work rather than mental work to read, but this is just exhausting. Oh, my pen fell. Oh no. But it is interesting. I want to get to the parts where stuff is weirdly spaced. So there's this list basically that's included in boxes across 20 pages of what is not in this space, and it's highly detailed. When people complain about there being too much detail and too much description in writing, imagine that, but it's exhaustive, near exhaustive, and is only about what isn't there, which I get it. You're really showing us there's nothing there, but did you really have to? I don't know. It's very interesting, the way it's printed though, because it's in these boxes and it's technically single-sided, because on the back side you see the reverse printing of the previous page for all these weird format things. I can appreciate that, but I am irked that I read that. I could have just skimmed over, which I did at some points, but man. Good morning. My plan for right now is I want to spend about an hour reading House of Leaves with some breaks, but dedicate an hour to this, and then I need to do some house stuff. I need to start some laundry. I need to do some kitchen things. I read a little bit more of Silence of the Girls last night. And I kind of just wish I was reading that. I could do that. I could completely DNF House of Leaves. That is within my wheelhouse, though I have explained why I'm not doing that. This is interesting. We're at a part where it's discussing space and like architectural space and how we interact with architectural space. I love a good discussion of phenomenology, of objects, of space, of architecture, rooms. Like, I think it's really interesting. Yeah, there's just this like discussion of our feelings about a space, and that a space reflects us and how we interact with it and what happens in it, which I think is interesting, especially when we're talking about like a spooky house. This isn't necessarily haunted, but it's definitely like an unreal house. But yeah, haunted houses, like whether their existence, whether their space definitions rely upon people being in them to experience them, or if they exist with definition in and of themselves. I think I'm just thinking too hard. Is a house really there if no one's there to walk through the door? I like that this has become just my standard check-in spot. Maybe I should switch it up. Yeah. So I finished the section of House of Leaves that I was like set aside to read today pretty quickly, because there are pages that are just like a few lines and then blank. So I'm going to try to get at least halfway through my reading for tomorrow's, if not complete all of tomorrow's reading and just get a day ahead. The more of this book that I can read during this spring break that I have, the better. Hello. This setup is always hard because my plants are here. Whatever. I am about to go for a walk with a friend, which should be good, should be exciting. I have on this sweater I got, which my roommates and I lovingly call my Daddy's Got a Yacht sweater, just because of the collar. The collar really gets it off. But I wanted to show you what I was working on, what I've been working on, and what I was working on a lot last night. So I've been painting this pot, and it's not done yet. I'm really just doing kind of the base and layers, like the first layers of everything, but it's inspired by, I think I've mentioned this, Botticelli's Primavera painting, and like the three like nymph spring creatures that are all like dancing together. And so just like replicating that around here. So we have the bodies, I added some hair, the base for the trees, and then I'm really proud of this thus far, the leaves and these like orange are they oranges or orange fruit trees. So yeah, I'll be working on this going forward. I don't know how long it's going to take me, but I am definitely like trying to be patient with it. I've been getting really nervous about like messing up and whatnot, and just like reminding myself, and then having some friends of mine who are artists remind me that like it's okay if I mess up. I'll just like paint over it, and it's also like not meant to be perfect. of checked in verbally today. It is Sunday, which means it's oh, here's the kitty. Wow, that's really close, but she's sitting with me. She has claimed this chair. This chair is her chair. Anyway, as I was saying, today is Sunday, which means it is my last day of spring break. I mean, it is like basically 5, so I'm very ready to go back to work and get back into everything. But update, oh my gosh, this book is so heavy. I finished the section allocated for today of really? Are you hearing things? You are? Sorry. Oh, that is heavy. Okay. Yeah. Yes, of House of Leaves. And you know, I think I'm just gonna keep on going with it. I don't know if I'll be able to finish it today, especially because there's a recording of a show that I wanted to attend last night virtually, that I might watch tonight, that's like a dance movement piece that's kind of like mixes dance show with podcast, but it looked really cool, and I am constantly seeking dance things to watch and view and gain a little bit of inspiration from. But yeah, you know, today I've just been hanging out with this one. Yeah, I think my plan is to just keep going with this book. I'm finding I definitely feel happy that I'm reading. Well, happy? Yeah. I'm glad that I am reading it, and like I find it interesting. The reading process has been interesting, but it's simultaneously kind of boring and tedious and like filled with some questionable representations of women, and I don't know. This is nothing if not a precarious angle. And what is going on? Ooh, if I step back, is this any better? I don't know. Hi, folks. So, yeah, I'll just do this. Today, what am I doing? I am about to make carrot cake for my roommate's birthday. His birthday is tomorrow, but we are also celebrating our other roommate leaving for Israel. Because of that, he is going to be cooking a lot tomorrow, and the kitchen will not, I won't be able to use the kitchen. So, making the cake now. I finished Leaves of Grass. No! House of Leaves. I finished House of Leaves technically last night. I completed the narrative of it, and I just had the appendices and the exhibits, the extra stuff to read that some of which I didn't get to while reading the narrative of it. I think it was fine, except for there's these series of letters from the editor's mom, and I wish I had read those kind of when they were first referenced, but there's a lot of them, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do this right now. What did I think about it? I am glad I read it, even though, honestly, it wasn't a fun time. It was not a fun time. It wasn't a fun experience. There were plenty of moments where I was like, this is affecting my mental state. Not in any drastic way, but I definitely would read it and then just have brain fog because it required a lot of effort from me as a reader, which with certain books I enjoy and with certain books I appreciate. But with this book, let me try and articulate yet again the thing that I've been trying to articulate. Someone just ran. Where are you going? What are you doing? Where did I truly don't know where I finished off talking about House of Leaves before I got distracted and did other things and did not check in about finishing up my thoughts on that. I know I said I'm glad that I read it. It's under my belt. My roommate is now you can be pretentious and just be I read House of Leaves. So I am for the sake of just reading books that exist. It is a book that exists that has a reputation, and I wanted to read it. I didn't find it that scary. It was certainly unsettling and certainly mentally exhausting and psychologically. Oh, here she comes. Hi, ma'am. Hello. What's that? It was definitely psychologically disturbing. This will have to do. Psychologically disturbing. What are you doing? Johnny Truant as a character wasn't a fan. Wasn't a fan of him. I didn't love that the majority of his footnotes that were about his life were here are the drugs that I did, and here are the women that I slept with, and here's the woman I wanted to sleep with, and I don't know, that's just not interesting. Men and their various sexual endeavors. I do think, however, he was an interesting character in terms of his relationship to the Navidson. to the Davidson record, and like as an editor, as a contributor. I think that was interesting, and especially like I think we're supposed to relate to him in certain ways of like he's very strongly reacting to the record, and we are like, he is the closest person that we might relate to, because like we are similarly positioned as readers of this weird book. So I liked him in his relationship to Zappano's writing. Didn't so much like him on his own, but I think his narrative of like his past and like what the record made him think about was interesting. I just could have done without hearing about like lists of people who he slept with. I think I'm going to wrap up this vlog here. Today is the 31st. I am reading Silence of the Girls, but yeah, I should do, I should go in and figure out all the books I read, the prompts that they met. Thank you so much for joining me. If you watched all 3 of these vlogs, hurrah to you, really. And let me know if you've read House of Leaves, what you think about it. I am definitely going to sit down and like watch some video essays.